Today's special guest is James Garner, president of Nabr Network. Please welcome James.
Well, thank you for the opportunity to share with you today the Nabr Network platform. And probably the best way to describe Nabr Network, it's a communication platform that really combines two things. It combines a very robust, feature-rich web presence website along with a mobile app that also deploys communication via email, text messaging, and mobile app notification. What you see in front of you is basically a web-facing website for one of our demo communities I use quite often. And I always point people a couple things on this site just about the design of it. First of all is the background color. And obviously you look at that and that's a very light look. We have 4 different light background colors that are options. The one like a light tan, a darker tan, a light blue, and white. And without question, white is the most popular background color with our clients. Note here at the top, I have logged in as a homeowner, so I'm already on the secured side. When we set a site up for a community, we're always asking that question, what information do you want public and what information do you want only on the secured side? And that's simply a setup issue, a setup directive we have, and that's easy for us to do to provide any information you want the whole world to see and then protect it with login security based on your request. So keep that in mind. And because I've logged in, obviously as a homeowner, I have access to be able to see all of that information. A couple of things I'll point to real quickly is our community pages. Community pages, you can have as many community pages that you need in your community. And a lot of different uses for these types of pages. And you can see I've got several different types of pages when we set this up for you. And here's one that you can meet the board type of a page. You determine exactly and customize all these labels here based on your preferences. That's where the customization comes in for every site. You're able to determine as you log into this, you can see and you know what these labels are. You determine what those labels are when we set you guys up. And I will remind us periodically throughout this presentation today that everything you see me do today as a homeowner on this website, you will also be able to do on the mobile app. You have the same experience, yet in a more optimized way. The resource tab is one of those tabs where a lot of great information, important information can be housed. And once again, you determine how many of these resource areas that you need for your community, as well as you determine what these labels would be called and what you want to identify those pages as. And there's no limit to the number of pages here. It's part of our platform. Just so I'll show you what that looks like, you can host your governing documents here. Something like a meeting minutes can be here. You can categorize certain different types of folders. If I want to look at the meeting minutes for 2018, I set this up as a category, and then I can just open this up, and then I can access all the meeting minutes that I've uploaded, throughout the year of 2018. So now I can see those as a homeowner, not only here at the desktop, but also from the mobile app. A couple of features I typically like to point to here for the homeowner to see, and I hope as we go through this from the homeowner perspective, you're going to see how extremely resident serving our platform is, mainly because it's sitting here on the website, but also it's accessible on the mobile app as well. So it's very resident serving, convenient for homeowners to access this full site. One of the popular items on our platform are online forms. And we have a template, and we could create an online form that's completable one time only, and we can make an online form that's completable multiple times by homeowners. It's really based on the need of your community. The value of online forms probably is pretty standard. The value is that the homeowner can access this, complete these forms out online, and submit them without necessarily having to download a PDF for something, print out that PDF, complete that PDF, scan that PDF, and then email it or mail it to someone. All this can be done with our online forms. Any form you're currently using, we can create these online forms for you. I'll give you an example of one real quickly. It will be something like the East Pool Cabana. Here's the agreement. They can complete this, submit this, and whoever's managing that cabana would receive that form. And that is with our forms. when we set up a form for you, we'll ask those questions. Who would receive these forms? Would it be the manager? Would it be the board? Would it be a committee, or maybe all of the above? And then they would receive these forms based on your particular needs. So I just wanted to show you how popular our online forms are. One last thing I'll say real quickly about the online forms. You have the ability to attach documents to online forms, specifically for ARC or maybe a work order form that you have. You can attach documents to it, because a lot of times when you're submitting an ARC modification or an application, you're always being asked to provide some sort of supplemental document as a homeowner to the committee. And with our platform, in this form, you could attach those images or drawings or sketches that you may have related to the modification you're going to be making to your home. All that's available here using our online forms. And any of our template always includes the ability to attach a photo image. It's always there as an option for you. So online forms are quite popular. The other type of features I'll just mention real quickly has to do with amenities and reservation. I won't go through all of this, but just want you to know, with any amenity that you have reservations for, you need reservations, we can create a reservation calendar for you for any amenity. And you can see that I've set up like 5 different types of reservation calendars that homeowners can access and make these reservations online with the mobile app at their fingertips. Just so I'll show you one real quickly. You can set up 2 types of reservations. You can set up a reservation on an amenity that says, we call it an open reservation. Say it doesn't require anyone's approval or management of that reservation. It's kind of built on an honor system, if you will. Let's say like a tennis court. And I'm going to open up the tennis amenity here, the court. I have plenty of room, and this will even go even further down and open up even more for more content here at the top related to the rules, policies, hours of operation. All that can be put here at the top of the calendar. So James Garner, the homeowner, wants to go in and make a reservation to play tennis. I click on the 15th. I've set this up in hour increments. You can set it up in 2-hour increments, 4-hour increments, full day increments if you need to. So I just click on the hour that I want to play tennis. It's going to add my reservation to the amenity calendar. So now anyone who comes to the calendar, they can see this here, that the 9 o'clock hour is reserved. And as soon as I made that reservation, an automated email notification went to me, James Garner, the homeowner, letting me know that I have the tennis court reserved on November the 15th at 9 o'clock. I could do this make the same reservation from the desktop, but also, from the mobile device, from the app. No manager had to touch that reservation. If you have some amenities like that, where that would work, that's why we would set up an open type reservation. But you're probably going to have reservations that do require some level of approval or process. And so something maybe like the East Pool Cabana. And notice there's plenty of room to write content here. And I won't make a reservation here, but I'll kind of walk you through the process. Is the homeowner comes in, makes a reservation request. So if I went to the 23rd and I want to make a reservation request for the cabana, it's a full day type rental. And I submit that. Then it shows up here, reserve pending. As soon as I submitted that reservation request, everyone who's managing the East Pool Cabana will get an email notification letting them know that Garner family wants to reserve the cabana for the 23rd of November. Well, the manager knows that until they get some of this information here, and there's deposits and there's payments and there's documentation that needs to be submitted. What's the cool thing about these online forms is right here, because theoretically the homeowner, these are nothing more than online forms. The homeowner can make that reservation, complete the online forms here. It submits back to the person who's managing the cabana to get that information. And if you have an established payment portal that takes this type of payment, we can link out to it from here as well. And literally the homeowner can make that type of payment if you have that set up with your processor now. The point is that the homeowner is able to make this reservation right here on this one area using the mobile app or using here at the desktop. When the manager gets all that information, they get the documentation, they get the payments, etc., the manager is a click of a button on their side, on the admin side, to approve that reservation. And when that reservation has been approved, it sends an email notification to the homeowner letting me know that my reservation has been approved or rejected. And then that would turn from reserve pending to reserve automatically. So just any amenity that you need, a reservation calendar, it's on our platform. We can turn it on or off. It's based on your needs. Let's talk about how we get started with our integration with Calibre. So when we get ready to launch a site and build a site, one of the first things that we do is going to be able to pull over some data that you'll provide us credentials to be able to pull data over from Calibre into our platform that populates our database. When we pull that data over, its name, address, phone number, and other things associated with that homeowner, when we get ready to launch, if there's an email that we pulled over from that homeowner, and when we get ready to launch the site, it kind of in concert with that launch, we will send out a welcome email to all those homeowners automatically when we launch the site with an invitation announcing the site, the new site, the app, some instructions about downloading the app on their iPhone or Android. But also in that welcome email that's going to go to homeowners is a login credential. It's an encrypted password. So the homeowner will be able to use their email as their username and then come in and use that encrypted password, as the password. And then the system will prompt that homeowner to change that password to their personal preference, and then they would be able to access the system. And so here's where the homeowner can come in and set up their profile, set up their notification preferences, how they want to receive information. They can receive information via email. They can receive information via text messaging. If they opt in, give us their mobile number. And third, by downloading the mobile app to their iPhone or Android, they also can receive information coming from the community in that way. So I wanted you to know that you have multiple ways as a homeowner to be able to receive information. The other things that we do pull over from the Calibre integration, which we think is extremely important, are really about 3 or 4 different things. And let me show you just, first of all, under the payment area. We're pulling over a balance for the homeowner to see. Once again, the homeowner can see it here, but he also can see it on the mobile app, so it's visible to him. But we also pull over the ledger history of any transactions that have been made that we pulled over from the Calibre software. And we're pinging Calibre software on a nightly basis, pulling over data every night to catch the latest and greatest that's been inputted during the day. One thing I'll note here, this is nothing more than a link. So here, if you're using CalPay, we could just simply have a CalPay button here. And we can put links and buttons to payment portals throughout the platform, throughout the website, if you will. So the homeowner is able to, and we did this, and a lot of our clients love to do this because right here, there's a balance. They can easily click here and go up wherever that established payment portal you may be using and go in and make their payment. So that's one thing they're doing. We're pulling over that homeowner transaction data balances for the homeowner to have visibility on. The other things, if they're enabled in the accounting side on the Calibre software, we're pulling these over as well to give a homeowner a status of what's happening with some of these things. And we pull basically 3 things over for the homeowner to see: any kind of a violation, work orders if you're using those, and then ARC request, any kind of ARC submission that has taken place. So James Garner, the homeowner, can come in and see his violations, and that I've had a couple. I can see the status that they're closed, they're taken care of. And you also can see some level of detail as it relates specifically to the violation that I had. Also to remember, and I can't show it on the demo account, but with the Calibre software, we are able to pull over, if you're using images or photos of a violation, we're able to pull that image over and show the homeowner here in this area for them to see that. So this kind of complements the violation letter that goes out to the homeowner. It just gives them visibility on it to the status of that violation as time progresses. The same thing would be with a work order. It provides them a status of this, as well as some level of detail of what's happening in the area here. And then there's also the ARC request. The homeowner has visibility to receive that as well. A status of a submission that they made, for a modification. What this does really, it provides such transparency for the homeowner to see what's happening in a very efficient way. So the homeowner has this visibility of this type of information at their fingertips, but also at the desktop. One last thing I'll mention real quickly here about the Calibre integration. I think it's so valuable as it relates to new homeowners that you're including as they move into the community. You think about this for a minute. When you put the new homeowner into Calibre, name, address, phone number, and all that information you put in the Calibre for that new homeowner, email address. When we ping that server at night and you put that email or put that new homeowner during the day, we're going to pull that new homeowner over in the night, and it's going to populate into our database. And by default, our system will automatically send that welcome email to that brand new homeowner that you put in yesterday, announcing the site with that login credentials so they can access the system, within 1 day after they've been included into the Calibre software. And to me, that's one of the more valuable things about our pools from the Calibre software, is that this welcome email that automatically goes out, it really does take away, any kind of a manual process where you have to provide login credentials, yourself to your homeowners. So just a FYI. One last thing I'll mention here, and I'll show you a little bit about the interactive platform. Nabr Network has an interactive platform where homeowner, there are certain channels here, and you can see those in front of you, lost and found classifieds. 95% of the communities across the country that use Nabr Network use our interactive platform. 5% of those communities have opted out, and that's really an easy toggle switch for us to turn off the interactive side and make that particular community or communities totally one-directional communication, meaning communication is only coming from the board, the manager, etc., where the homeowners don't have that interactive component. The reason our interactive platform is so popular is because of the controls that we put into our platform. And we talked with industry experts and lawyers when we first built our platform, how to have an interactive platform that's positive and remains positive with in an online environment. We knew that there were already some interactive platforms that had invaded the industry back, 6 years ago when we first started, that were open networks, and some of these interactive platforms had become somewhat problematic, had become a lot of forums for a lot of negative noise. The lawyers and industry experts told us 3 things. They said, number one, be able to limit content, monitor content, and control content to keep your platform positive. I want to show you that real quickly and how that works and what that looks like, because our technology validated, what those guys were telling us. And I'll show you what I mean by that real quickly. And remember, I'm James Garner, the homeowner, so I'm going to go make a post into Lost and Found. And I'm going to post about my lost dog at the park. We limit content by limiting the homeowner to only 500 characters. So notice as I type, the character count begins to diminish. And the obvious intent of that would be that the limit of characters would somehow deter the temptation for a homeowner to pursue some sort of elongated rant unnecessarily. So we limit the content. And pardon my language here, but I need to do this to illustrate something. Anytime a homeowner makes a post, the homeowner cannot make a post until they agree to our terms of use. This forum is for helpful and affirming content. By speaking this post, you agree to the Nabr Network terms of use. And our terms of use are pretty straightforward. If you're going to be on our platform, be appropriate, be adult, be nice. And if you choose not to, the Nabr Network reserves the right to deactivate, delete, or disable your account. We have over 500,000 people on our platform, and we know this little button works, because since 6 years of history with our platform, we've had to deactivate somewhere in the neighborhood of 7 to 9 accounts in 6 years. It does cause people to pause. Do I really want to say that if they're going to press that button? So we know that our platform does keep and control, and that level of content, which keeps it positive. However, I'm going to go ahead and make this post, and I have violated my terms of use. And notice the post here in the feed it filters out that word. And we've got a word bank of about 1,200 words of profanity, ethnic slurs, sexual innuendo, and I don't know the meaning of all those words that we have, but it captures those words and filters them out. And that's great, but what's even greater is this, is that when there is a censored post, and this is what we call a censored post on our platform like this, that's been filtered out, we get immediate notification about it. And any admin on the community side or the management side can get that same notification, letting them know that there's a censored post on the platform. So when our staff sees a censored post, they get that notification, they're going to go in, take a look at it, pull it down, talk to the homeowner, talk to the manager, whatever the process is for that client, and take care of it. And so the point is, there's no one at your office and there's no one at my office that's monitoring this feed 24/7. The point is that our technology does that for us. Anybody can report abuse on our platform, and that comes directly to us. So one last thing I'll say about this before I move on is that there's one channel, and this is, I think, an important component. There's one channel the homeowner cannot push to. And I can push to any of the clubs that I have on my platform that I'm a member of in my community. But there's one channel that's not available to me, and that is the Association News channel. The Association News channel is what we deem as the official channel. And only the people with appropriate credentials can create or push and initiate communication in the Association News channel. That's the reliable, credible, official communication that people have to rely on. And we did that by intent, not allow a homeowner to be able to push something in that official channel where it looks like the homeowner may know what they're doing. So just as an FYI, let me close this, that the Association News channel is only for those community managers. Now that is pretty much what a homeowner can experience. And anytime I was even in the feed, notice my reservations information is already here. All that stuff is still available here at the top. I'm able to access this as well as, from the mobile app. So from a resident experience, this is pretty much what they can experience on our platform.